So I'm gonna teach you guys some casting hacks today. I'm a lazy caster, so I'm gonna whip that out there. I can let it drift. It's called a water haul. Keep in mind the first 30 feet of your line is all the weight in line. And I have a really heavy fly on right now just because I'm lazy, like I said, and I don't feel like putting split shot on, so I just rather have a fly. I'm gonna lose it thing anyway. So cast upstream, do your drift if you need to, if it's a dry fly or whatever it is, right? Strip it back. Especially if you have trees and stuff over your head, like most fly fishers do, depending on where you are. Let that line swing downstream like that. Let it get tight, swing tight. You'll actually catch fish sometimes that way, especially when you let it swing into like a good current lane, and let that load your rod up. That's one technique that I use literally all the time. One, because I'm lazy. Two, because I cast heavy flies. I hate using split shot. I hate using indicators. They do work, I do use them, but I don't like to. So I'd rather have just one fly, and I also like using multiple flies. So that's one hack. The other fishing hack, other fly fishing hack I'm going to show you is this is the 8.5 foot rod. I'm going to show you right now. Is I don't make my leader, unless I'm really fishing for finicky trout, much longer than the length of my rod. So I'm going to pull my rod back here. I make it so it's just shorter than my rod. Unless I'm really, like I said, unless I'm fishing for finicky trout, that helps you get on the stream faster. Then you don't have to deal with pulling the line out of the tip of your rod as much. So you basically buy a 7.5 foot leader, add some tippet to it. A lot of people fish with 9 foot rods. Where I fish most of the time is conducive to not having a long fishing rod. When I fish from the canoe and stuff like that, it's okay, but other than that, it doesn't really work. So obviously they haven't stocked this. So that's fishing hack number 2. Fly fishing hack number 2. Fly fishing hack number 3 is when you're walking through the woods, reel up your line. Reel up your line, hook your line. Now that you don't have that much of your fly line in the tip of your rod, carry your rod backwards, just like that. And what that does is it just keeps your rod from getting hung up in the trees, like I'm doing right now. I'm trying to climb up one over trees. You may think that that's like a really simple thing, but I've actually had people like snap the tip of the rods when they're with me, get hung up in the trees because they're walking like this. Yes, sometimes it's useful to walk like this, but not always. Kind of when you're leading the group, you can kind of do that. But I walk with it backwards, makes it a lot easier. And make sure your drag's turned down when you're doing that, so if your line does get caught on something, it doesn't snap the end of your rod off or break your line, just pulls your drag out. So we're gonna hope that there's something underneath this Mondo tree over here. Because if I was a fish, that's where I would be. And I don't know if that was a fish or not. Oh. That was definitely a trout. And all right, here's trick number 4. It's how to cast under things. So if you watch bass fishermen skip lures, which is just crazy, one of those things you can do is, I don't know if I've ever skipped a fly, but basically I want to shoot right under there. So you can't do it with an overhead cast, you can't do it with your traditional roll cast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send it up, fish the back side of that, right? I'm going to haul basically water hole, load my rod up downstream, and I'm gonna keep my reel facing in that corner. So let's see if I can do it. So you want your reel facing to where you want your fly to go, because your hand's gonna wanna twist the rod. So there we go. And if something's in there, he's gonna come screaming out to it. And I can do that multiple times. So if I don't have that loaded down below me, I won't be able to get up under there. So that's trick number 4. I'm gonna share with you guys one last fishing hack. So I made this little tubey thing to fit in the back of my truck so I can carry my fly rod in 2 pieces. So I just normally reel my line in like that. If you don't do that, I'm gonna show you guys the quickest way to string up your fly rod, which is something I wish somebody had taught me a long time ago. So I'm actually going to take this, pop it together. So you want to make sure that you quarter turn your rod together. So quarter turn all your stuff together, make sure it's straight. So you want to look down the end. So what I do is put my eyes down like that. Make sure everything is straight, right? Push it all together. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set fly rod on the hood of your car, or when you get a truck, go like this. Pull out a bunch of line. Now the key is to not step on it. Pull it back real quick. Grab where the leader and those things meet. Fold it. Don't kink it, but fold it. And just go just like this. If you fold it, then when you stand the rod up, the line doesn't shoot back. And this is the quickest way to string a rod up. So you just hold it with 2 fingers like that. Push it through. Ran out of space there, but that works. So that's it. That is the quickest way to string up a fly rod. So if you guys like the 5 tips, make sure you guys subscribe to be ready for next week's video.